Tommy Egan has never been a man who lets betrayal slide. From power to force, his entire story has been built around loyalty, payback, and survival in a world where trust is currency. So when the Chicago Brothers Incorporated, CBI, betrays him, that's not just another gangland disagreement. It's personal. It's business. And for Tommy, it's war. The question isn't if he'll deal with it, but how. And the answer lies in who Tommy has become over the course of his journey, a man who's learned that emotion can't outweigh strategy, and revenge has to be smart if it's going to last. When CBI betrays Tommy, it hits him on multiple levels. It's not just about losing an ally. It's about being undermined by people he gave trust to. From the beginning of Power Book 4, Force, Tommy tried to play things differently in Chicago. He came in looking to build partnerships, not just crush people. He saw CBI, especially Diamond and Jenned, as the key to establishing his presence in a city he didn't fully understand yet. They knew the streets, the players, the politics. For a while, it looked like the alliance could work. But when ego, greed, and fear got in the way, that foundation cracked. Tommy's mistake was believing that loyalty could outweigh self-interest. CBI proved him wrong. Now, betrayal has always been part of Tommy's story. We've seen it with Ghost, with Holly, with Lakeisha, and even with the organizations he tried to build. Each time, the lesson got clearer. Trusting people comes with a cost. The difference in Chicago is that CBI's betrayal threatens everything Tommy's built from the ground up. He's not fighting a rival crew this time. He's fighting people who know how he moves, what he values, and where his vulnerabilities lie. That makes it personal and dangerous. But if there's one thing Tommy knows how to do, it's turn betrayal into motivation. The first thing Tommy will do is get control of information. When you've been betrayed, the most important thing is to know what's been compromised. Tommy's not the kind of guy to lash out blindly anymore. He'll take a step back, observe, and figure out who did what, when, and why. He'll want to know who inside CBI gave the order, who benefited, and who stood by and did nothing. He'll move quietly, sending feelers into every corner of the city. He'll talk to his connects, his insiders, and even his enemies. That's Tommy's way. He builds a complete picture before he strikes. And make no mistake, Tommy will strike. But it won't be sloppy. He's learned from the past that revenge without strategy only leads to more chaos. So instead of an immediate shootout or ambush, Tommy will start cutting off CBI's resources. That's how you really hurt an organization. He'll target their money first, the supply lines, the distributors, the middlemen. Tommy knows that if you starve your enemy financially, their unity starts to crumble. When the money dries up, loyalty disappears fast. He'll choke their cash flow, redirect shipments, and pull strings in the background until CBI starts turning on itself. The next step for Tommy will be turning CBI's people against each other. He understands that power in Chicago depends on alliances, and CBI has never been fully stable. There's always tension between Diamond's level-headed leadership and Jenned's reckless ambition. Tommy's smart enough to exploit that. He'll feed information selectively, letting suspicion grow. He might leak rumors that one side of CBI is negotiating behind the other's back, or that someone's cooperating with law enforcement. He'll let paranoia do the heavy lifting while he stays 2 steps removed. Once CBI starts fighting itself, Tommy can pick off whichever faction benefits him most. Tommy also knows the importance of optics, of controlling the narrative. He won't want the streets to see him as a victim. That's not his brand. So he'll make sure word gets around that CBI's betrayal didn't break him. Instead, it made him more dangerous. He'll start showing up in places he's not supposed to be, reclaiming territory, making public statements through action. Every move will say, "You try to take me out, and I'm still standing." That image matters in the drug game. Fear and respect are the twin pillars of survival, and Tommy understands both better than anyone. At the same time, he won't go at this alone. Even though Tommy's a lone wolf by nature, he knows when to use people as tools. He'll likely strengthen ties with groups who also have grievances against CBI, maybe old associates who lost business when CBI rose, or rival crews who want a piece of their empire. He'll use them like chess pieces, pushing them into battles that weaken CBI without exposing himself too early. Tommy's a strategist. He'll let others take the risk while he controls the board. Emotionally, though, this betrayal will cut deep. For all his toughness, Tommy values loyalty above everything. He doesn't open up easily, and when he does, he expects people to mean what they say. CBI's betrayal isn't just a business problem, it's another reminder that trust in his world is fragile. That will push Tommy further into isolation, making him colder, more calculated, and less forgiving. We'll see a version of Tommy that's not impulsive like he used to be in New York, but just as deadly. Every move will have purpose. Now, dealing with CBI isn't just about payback, it's also about rebuilding control. Tommy can't let the streets think that betrayal goes unpunished, but he also can't get lost in pure revenge. He has to think long-term. His best path forward is to rebuild his organization around people who've proven themselves, those who've stood by him through CBI's betrayal. That likely includes D-Mac, JP, and any remaining loyal soldiers. He'll double down on family, blood ties, and trust that's been tested. In doing so, he'll create a smaller but tighter operation, one that can't be easily infiltrated or divided like CBI. There's also the possibility that Tommy could use the betrayal to redefine his empire entirely. If CBI's downfall leaves a power vacuum, Tommy might step in and claim everything they once controlled. He's proven he can adapt, and that adaptability is what separates him from his enemies. Instead of being reactive, he'll be proactive, turning their betrayal into an opportunity. He might even rebuild parts of CBI under his own leadership, absorbing their members and resources. That's Tommy's long game, to emerge from every loss stronger than before. Of course, there's a darker side to all of this. Betrayal hardens people. It closes them off. For Tommy, that means becoming even more ruthless. The old Tommy, the one who might have tried to keep some moral line or show mercy, is gone. After CBI, he'll likely adopt a zero-tolerance rule. Anyone who crosses him, even slightly, will pay. It's not just vengeance, it's deterrence. Tommy will make sure that the next person thinking of betraying him knows exactly what happens. We also have to consider how this plays out in terms of Chicago's balance of power. Once Tommy dismantles CBI, the city becomes an open battlefield again. That brings new challenges, rival factions, federal heat, and internal conflicts. But Tommy's position will be stronger because he's learned the hardest lesson: never depend on alliances that aren't built on loyalty. He'll focus on controlling everything himself: the supply, the distribution, and the enforcement. It's a return to his core philosophy. If you want something done right, you do it yourself. In terms of storytelling, this shift fits perfectly with Tommy's arc. Every betrayal in his life pushes him closer to total independence. It's tragic, but it's also logical. He's built to survive, not to trust. So when CBI betrays him, it doesn't destroy him, it forges him. The emotional fallout will show in quieter moments, when he looks at the empty warehouse where deals used to happen, or when he drives through the city knowing everyone he trusted either died or turned on him. Those are the scars that define Tommy. They make him colder, but also sharper. By the end of this storyline, Tommy's response to CBI's betrayal will reshape the entire landscape of Power Book 4, Force. He'll emerge as the dominant figure in Chicago's underworld, not because he's the strongest, but because he's the last one standing who can't be played. The message will be clear: you can't betray Tommy Egan and walk away untouched. He'll make an example of CBI that the whole city remembers. In the end, Tommy's way of dealing with betrayal is a mix of strategy, patience, and brutal precision. He won't cry over it. He won't beg for explanations. He'll study it, learn from it, and then burn the cause to the ground. That's what makes him who he is. For Tommy, loyalty isn't a word. It's the line between life and death. And once that line is crossed, there's no going back. So when we talk about how Tommy will deal with CBI's betrayal, it's simple. He'll dismantle them piece by piece. He'll turn their strength into weakness, their alliances into traps, their power into ashes. And when it's over, he won't just have his revenge. He'll have a new empire built on the ruins of the one that betrayed him. Because at the end of the day, Tommy Egan doesn't just survive betrayal, he turns it into his next move. For more videos, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel.